What's going on? Let me call MJ. Let's get this show started. How's everybody feeling today? 2025 boxing, man. 2025 boxing. I can't believe it. It's here already, man. Hopefully, we get some good fights. Hopefully, everybody's enjoying their Sunday afternoon. Um, ain't really nothing else to do but talk about it.
What's up, my brother?
What's good, MJ? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah, man. I'm doing good, bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
man. What's up?
did you open the package up?
I opened that package up.
Man, look,
Hold on one second.
that
Let me
body produce shit. So the ones I gave you, I think they were like the age pack, so they supposed to give you, like energy and all that shit.
right,
But
right.
they got them for like stem cell production. I used the performance ones for stem cell production. So they they supposed to help you with your workouts, your recovery. But they got a whole series of them different patches, man.
Right.
But I just wanted to, send those to you, let you check them out, see if just see if you get any benefit from them or whatever.
That's what's
They
up.
say, yeah, they say I've been on them for about I've been taking them joints now for at least 6-7 months. So
Okay.
I figured I'd give them a year, see how I feel after a year, and decide whether or not I want to keep paying these motherfuckers a couple $100 a month.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get live. Let's get this because I gotta bust it moving like an hour and a half. But let's we going live, bro. Then we gonna chop it up after the show a little bit. Talk about your situation, your little trip. But
Okay. What's the agenda?
I just want to know how you feel about boxing 2025, man. How you, is it going? Are they BSing the MJ or what they gonna do, man?
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. We can definitely chop that up.
What you think? I want to know right now. We going right now. What you think? You think 2025 we gonna get the fights we need, or it's gonna be BS again?
2025 is gonna be pretty much. You're gonna get a couple of bangers. We're gonna get some surprises, I believe.
Right.
Because I think motherfuckers out there listening to the boxing public, like the new media, which is shit like this, is social media. They are listening to this new media shit, man. Ain't nobody listening to the mainstream nothing no more.
True, because they know. Let me see what my man say. J.R. Battaglia would be a good fight. Yes, it would be. Check out my man in the comment section. Yes, it would
live?
be. Yeah, we live. We live, right? We live, MJ, because I got to bust a move. We live from 215 to 410 to what's all the area codes around your spot?
410, 443, 703, 804. All that is within our reach.
Yeah. So on the 8th, as they was talking about, this is bad middleweight from not middleweight, excuse me, cruiserweight from overseas named Jai Opataya. I'm talking about he is dangerous. And I don't think Zerto wants to fight him. And if he wants to be undisputed at cruiserweight, Zerto's got to fight him. And I really want Zerto to fight him, but I don't know how quick Oscar's gonna want to give that belt up.
Yeah, that's that's a good question, man, because we never know, what's bubbling under the surface with these fighters and their agendas, man. We've already discussed this, in the past, how it ain't about fighters now, the best wanting to fight the best. Everybody is, they angling for, a payday. They trying to make sure that they don't get hurt. They trying to make sure that they don't.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, ain't it? It's like it ain't like with you and your Ravens, and it's like, oh, we don't want to get hurt, so we sitting out because we already clinched the spot. They just don't. They don't. It's like they don't even want to play the regular season games. You know what I mean? It's like forget this. I ain't playing. I ain't even gonna play the regular season games. So
that's a certain mentality, man. When you know what I mean. When you in a sport like boxing, you're supposed to have a certain mentality. Boxers were known, at least when I was coming up, for being tough. Those were boxers.
Right.
It don't matter who you put in front of me. When you put them in front of me, that's not the mentality of today's boxing.
No.
It seems.
And they be lying like, yeah, I want to make sure the fight's worth the money and the money's worth the fight. It's like, but you want $5 million to fight somebody no boxing fan of the hardest hardcore boxing fan has never heard of.
Man, look, you know why, man? Mike Tyson was fighting on Friday night fights
in Atlantic City back in his heyday. You remember them days. A lot of people don't.
Yes, sir. Man, Mike Tyson, no question.
He did.
No question. That was another time I was in college and shit. So.
That was then, huh?
Tyson fights was an event, man. That was.
Yeah, especially in AC. Like people, they talk about him being in Vegas, and I know he lives out in there, but Tyson was built in AC.
Jersey, no question. Damn right.
Yeah.
Trump loved Tyson.
Oh my goodness, yeah, he did.
Trump loved Tyson, man. That's when Trump had his casino, right?
Right. That's exactly.
And Mike was routinely fighting at that casino.
Yeah, exactly. And now let me ask you this: with the Floyd Austin versus what's his name versus Shakur, does Schofield Jr. have a chance in that fight? What's your opinion on that?
Hey, that's a talented dude, man.
For sure.
Schofield is not no pushover. That is a very talented young fighter.
Right.
I think he has the right mentality. He don't care. He don't care if the Shakur is supposed to be one of the ones, and I'm just hopping on the scene. Put him in front of me, and let's see what I can do against him. I love the mentality. I think they rushed him along a little too fast, though.
Right. Well, that's what we want. And my man, shout out to my man in the comment section. He said, I always wanted to see Larry Holmes versus George Foreman. That would have been a banger for sure. Them two dudes, real deal. You're right. Don't get you started.
No, man, please, man, don't get started on that type of time, because, like my man said, that would have been a monster of a fight, man.
Right.
Like, No question.
One heck of a fight. So
No
yeah,
question.
yeah. Now you were saying he moved him along too early, but to me, it's like if you don't get somebody like him, then boxing will never move along, MJ, because everybody else is just sitting back playing these games.
No,
Everybody's
I'm
ducking.
Yeah, you're right. I'm with it. And like I said, I applaud Shorty for the mentality in his camp for having that type of mentality. Like,
Right.
we don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this kid is supposed to be, like I said, one of the ones, and he's a champ, and he's seasoned, and he's fought and beaten, top competition.
Right.
Iron sharpen iron.
What you say, my man? Razor Ruddock versus Evander Holyfield. Yeah, you bring it up. You're gonna get MJ talking about the topic of the show 2025. You're gonna get MJ talking about the 1985 in a minute.
He about to get it crunk, man. He about to get it crunk. He started talking about Razor Ruddock. Come on, man. Like, a lot of cats don't even know who Razor Ruddock is.
They wouldn't at all. That's what's crazy about it.
No question.
Yeah, his camp's moving him along really quick, but at the same time, it's like I respect it, and I'm hoping he sets a precedent. Most likely he won't, because we know how these people are. They're going to back off, and they're going to be like, I want to fight this person. I want to fight that person. I'm not excited about Lamont Roach versus Tank at all. I'm not going to lie. I don't get why, that fight is even happening. But with that being said, it is happening. So it's something that people have to, either choose that's what they want to see or not. It's up to them.
That's a get back fight, man. That's a fight people don't understand. That's a fight right there where respect is being paid, where brothers come up together and they real recognize real. And
right.
Tank and Roach came up together. They've been in the struggle together. Why shouldn't that man get a payday? You know what I mean?
Right. No, I want him to get a payday. I feel that my man got another one for you, MJ. We're just gonna go back and forth. We're gonna go 2025 in old school. This show. He said Lennox Lewis versus Ibachu. Ike Ibachu.
He talking about Ike.
Yeah, Ike. Yeah, Ike IBEABUCHI. Yeah. Is he still alive? Or did something happen to him? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I know something happened to Trevor Berbick, but Ike might be all right. Was he the Nigerian dude?
Yeah, he was African dude. Yeah, I think he was from Nigeria.
I think you sent me. Didn't you send me like a documentary on him like 2 years ago?
Was it Ibuchi? Oh, no, I think it was
You sent me. There was somebody like that.
It might have been Ibuchi. Yeah, you're right.
You sent me. You sent me a documentary on that or something.
Yeah, no doubt. That dude was special. He was special. But who was he talking about? Seeing the Ibuchi fight?
Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing I give credit to, you can say what you want about Lennox Lewis, whether you want to say whether he ducked people or whatever.
Right.
But I would say that Lennox Lewis, to me, he was one of the smartest of those big, because he was one of those big, super jumbo heavyweight type.
Right.
Players, you know what I mean? He brought in that era, and he was a smart dude, man. Lennox he defied his looks. Everybody expected Lennox Lewis to be a big, dumb, like typical heavyweight fighter. Lennox Lewis was way smarter than the average bear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that Ibuchi fight, yeah, it would have been a competitive fight, but I give Lennox Lewis the edge in those super heavyweight fights only because of his cerebral. You know what I mean? A lot of those dudes just looking to come and just knock your brains out type of thing. And then Lewis was just simply too smart for a lot of those fighters. He's more talented fighters.
Yo, he said he got some. We're gonna talk about 2025. We're gonna go back. The next my man in the comment section, you got my man going right here because he can go all day with this. The next one he said, MJ, he said Riddick Bowe versus Ike Ibachu.
Big Daddy versus Ibushi. Man, come on, man. Big Daddy does not get the respect that he deserves. Big Daddy Bo, and I got a soft spot for Bo. Bo, when he retired,
right?
A lot of people don't know this. He retired. He moved to PG County, Fort Washington, and for the longest time, man, Bo was repping Fort Washington, Maryland, PG County when he went out and about in the world. So I got a soft spot for Bo, man. His manager was Rock Newman.
Was he from out there too?
Huh?
Was his manager from out that way too?
Yeah, Rock Newman. Rock Newman was he's got a show on YouTube. It comes on TV too called the Rock Newman Show.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's from. I think Rock's from Brandywine, and his show come on Howard University Television. All
he got
guys.
some setup like that.
Yeah, he's connected. Matter of fact, Rock Newman. I think even Rock was a lawyer or an accountant. He was Rock was already like a professional cat, and then he saw Lewis. I'm sorry, Bo. He linked up with Bo after the Olympics, became his manager.
Right.
And of course, the rest of it's history, man. They made a lot of loot together, and Rock was one of those guys that he looked out for his fighters. He set Bo up so Bo would never be broke, type of thing. He trust funds, nice investments, the shit that they don't do, normal mugs don't do for boxers. Even though I know Bo and Rock had their issues at one point, but I see really Bo still got his mansion down in Fort Washington, so obviously Rock did something right.
Yeah.
I'm with Bo versus Ibushi.
Yeah, and then Ray Mercer versus David Tua. I want to say Ryan Baba Jennings before David Tua. David Tua ain't been out too long. I don't feel like that. I feel like he was fighting last decade.
Tua, man, that dude, that's Samoan, bro. That's Samoan, Joe. Hey, no joke. Tua is one of them guys, man. He was a nightmare. If I was a fighter, I would not want to fight a dude like David Tua because he literally was one of them dudes that looked like he would give his life in that ring, man. Like the type of punishment that he was willing to take in order to get his off. This is what made boxing what it is, and we unfortunately don't see nowadays. And it's probably a good thing because a lot of those fighters got damaged because of that mentality. But that gladiator mentality, man, where you came to box, I came to fight type shit.
Right. Right.
We need them type of fight. We need those type of fighters. Everybody can't be like Shakur. Everybody can't
be like Shakur. Be boring.
Right. Exactly, man. We need dudes that's willing to come in, and this is why the Mexican style is so attractive and so intoxicating because them brothers they still had that old school mentality. They ain't looking to be slick. They looking to come in and wipe you off the mat.
Right. I just asked him what's his opinion on Crawford versus Canelo. What's your opinion on Crawford versus Canelo? I personally don't want to see it. I think it's a waste of time.
Yeah, I don't want to see that fight. I don't want to see it because it's a created fight. It's not something that's going to happen organically and naturally.
Right.
And I feel like it's too much shit going on underneath of that. You know what I mean?
Right. It's just a cash out fight. It's like a McGregor versus Floyd fight. It's like you said, it don't feel like an authentic fight. Like Tank versus Shakur feels like an authentic fight. Devin Haney versus Shakur or Tank is an authentic fight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Dagon Tio, who was supposed to be fighting Matias. That's good. That's more like an authentic fight. Like that's more like something I want to, my man said. He said Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. I hope the best man win. Yeah, but my thing is, I want to see that. I want to see Canelo fight actual Benavidez. I know he's gonna fight that Skull dude
exactly
in his thing, but Speaking of that, in 2025, let's jump to Morrell versus Benavidez. Did you see them in a press conference?
No, I haven't seen that press conference. I heard about it. I haven't seen it, but I did hear about it. So I know there's bad blood there.
Well, who do you think wins that fight?
Look, man, I'm not picking against Benavidez. I don't care who you put in front of that again. I'm not picking against Benavidez, man. Right now, he's like he's like that little monster dude. Anyway. Nobody want to fight them dudes.
But the thing I respect about what I respect about Benavidez versus Inoue is Benavidez has travel plays. I want to see Inoue have to fight outside his country.
Yeah, that's the only knock you can put on my man is that he don't want to travel. But he's like he's like one of them old school typical arrogant type fight. I'm the champion. You want to be
he is arrogant. I give you that.
You know what I mean? That's that mentality. That a lot of the champions have to have. They got that arrogance where I'm the champ. You want my belts? You come take them. Type of thing. Well, I got to travel all the way around the world.
I mean, your man nearly dropped him, so he can be dropped.
Oh no, he's vulnerable. He's definitely vulnerable. We know that. But the thing about it is the dude when you drop him, when he get up, you done made him mad.
Right. Yeah, if you're gonna drop him, put him to sleep.
Yeah, you got to put him to sleep, man. Because if he's still awake, he's even more dangerous after you drop him. Yeah, right. Man. But again, Morrell's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. I think this is going to be a classic matchup.
Right.
But Benavidez got that. He just got that dog, man, like that. And that sounds so cliche, right? Everybody got that dog, but
right.
But he has that old school mentality where he know he good, and he will come in and he's going to demand. Like, if you think you're better than me, stop me from doing what I'm about to do.
Right. That's kind of Benavidez's mentality. They both been getting in each other's head, through this whole thing. But I mean, like I said, I'm glad they fighting it because they didn't take long for that fight to marinate, and that's what needs to happen. If y'all gonna fight and stop the BS. Now we was talking about heavyweights earlier. Another interesting subject is people been talking about the loss of the last, great American heavyweight. So as we see what happened with Jared Anderson. It was rumors Wilder retired this week. Then those rumors were recanted. There's other situations where they were talking about like the top 5 heavyweights now, and none of them are American. So right now you got obviously Usyk, Holyfield versus Ike would have been War 2. Oh heck yeah, that would have been a War 2, my man. So right now in the top 5 heavyweights. In the world right now, you got Joseph Parker, you got Usyk, you got Tyson Fury, you got Daniel Dubois, you got Zhang, and you got the dude who knocked the living taste out of Jared Anderson. Do you have any heavyweights in the top 10?
American?
Yeah.
I mean, our best American heavyweight is Jared Anderson. You see what happened to his ass.
Right, yeah. That dude that he hit dude, they was joking. They said he hit him with that.
That African. No, that was the African. Man, them Africans are heavy-handed, bro. You can't. That's one thing you cannot deny. Africans can bang. You know what I mean? They may not be the best technical fighters. Their footwork and all that ain't necessarily, nothing to desire. But in terms of banging,
right.
Man, you ain't going. And they can take a punch. Africans usually can take a good punch.
Yeah, I seen how his neck. You see how Jared Anderson's neck slapped. Yeah, when he hit him with that uppercut, I thought his damn head was gonna fall off his shoulders. The way he hit him. When I watched the replay, I mean, Big Baby got back up, but the way his head went up, up and down, I was just like, damn. Yeah.
But see, Corey, this is what we were talking about with Anderson. Remember, a couple of weeks prior, we were voicing concerns about that young man, not based on his performance in the ring, but just the shenanigans going on outside the ring with this cat.
Well, the months before,
and how he was moving.
Well, we had talked about it months before, like when he had got, because he got a reward with that Charles Martin fight.
Oh, big time.
And
big
then he
time.
went down and fought in Corpus Christi. He fought a guy who fought at Cruiserweight most of his career, and then he came up and fought him. And then that ended up being, it was terrible, because it was the same fight as F.A. Ajagba was on, and even F.A. Ajagba didn't even look the greatest. So when he finally decided to, step up in competition, and then here comes some of the fans, oh, Bob set him up, or Bob, no. Bob just said, listen, this is what Turk Al-Sheikh said. This is the offer. It's much more than I'm going to pay you. You're going to take it. And he stepped up in competition. He took the offer. He got paid for what he was worth, but then he got exposed too.
Bro, there's no way that you can tell me any fighter that you're hearing more about what's going on with them outside the ring than what they're doing inside the ring.
True.
You can't tell me that they're going to be performing at their optimal. It just ain't going to happen, man.
Right.
If I'm hearing more about, what's going on outside the ring with you instead of inside the ring, I know you're not going to be at 100 because you're distracted.
Right.
You ain't focused, man. So like we weren't predicting that Jared Anderson was going to lose, but what we were saying was that he was not maximizing his talent. He wasn't getting the most out of his talent, and he had no desire to do so because he looked at himself more than just a boxer, which is fine.
Which a lot of people do, but if this is how you get your bread, take it serious. I mean, you more than just somebody who works your job, MJ. I'm more than somebody that just did this. If you get to know you outside your personality, you're a hell of a person that's into a lot of stuff, but you ain't gonna come to the job half-ass and F up bringing home the bacon for your family.
That's immaturity, man. See, this is what we will say. This is immaturity. Like, who is in this kid camp? This is your job. When you talk about your job, you have to give 100% because this is how you put food on your table.
Right.
This young brother, he don't have a family. He don't know what it's like to be. Man, look, when you got little ones, it changes your whole outlook. This is why I always talk about the family, man. Your family is the most important aspect in your life. If you ain't got a family, create one.
Right.
But if you can't create a family, latch on to one.
Right.
But family is because family will motivate you to do things and make sacrifices that you ordinarily wouldn't do. That's
See, and a lot of his things that he considered family is walking his damn dog to the ring, which is a lot of people in this generation. Montana loved walking his dog to the ring. Then he got rocked by I forgot who. They more worried about the cute dog than other stuff, which is ain't nothing wrong with a dog. If you get dogs if you want to, but they just they don't see like the priority side of a lot of stuff that me and you see. And
when these athletes are so talented like that, Corey, when those guys are so supremely physically gifted, they do not take the mental approach as seriously as they should. A lot of them. I'm not going to say all because obviously we see some tremendous athletes who have superior. Look at Lamar Jackson, superior focus.
Yeah, he focused. Like that's what I was joking about that the other day. Do you ever see Lamar Jackson come out and say, "Oh, I don't feel like playing the Steelers this week. You got to pay more money to get hit by that linebacker." Oh, like to me, that's how a lot of these boxers sound. Like, dog, what are you talking about? Like, are you a boxer? Do you fight or not? Like that's all it is to it. If you're a boxer, get your ass in the ring and fight. There's nothing else to it. Get your ass in the ring and fight.
This is the mental. See, when I was playing ball, right?
Right.
One of my coaches, when we was little, one of our coaches said to us, basketball is it's 20% physical. It's 80% mental.
Right.
And we kids, we don't understand what this dude is saying. All we want to do is put the ball in the hole. But as I matured, and especially as I started to move up in competition, you figure that out real quick, because the dudes that, as you move up in competition, the dudes are so much more athletic than you in a lot of instances. You cannot compete with it. If I got a 48-inch vertical leap, and you can only jump 24 inches, right?
Right. What's good, Great Gambino? I see you in the building.
Right, yeah. Exactly. You're not going to compete with me on a vertical tip. You have to be able to think and know how to compensate for your lack of athleticism. And that is a mental part of the game in any sport that these cats, a lot of them just don't get because of their physical gifts.
Right.
When you just physically gifted to do something, the mental approach a lot of time gets neglected. And that's why a lot of athletes never reach their full potential.
They never reach their full potential, but these dudes ain't even trying in boxing these days. Great Gambino, what's good, bro? I see you in the building. Hey, what you think about Crawford versus Canelo? Is that a fight you want to see? Me and MJ said we don't really want to see it. Also, bro, what's your opinion on 2025? What fights you want to see? But yeah, go ahead, keep spitting, MJ. It's just the heavyweight division is down. We'll see what Cormel Mouton does. We got some other fights that's coming up. That Riyadh season card in February is stacked. I believe your boy Pitbull is on the undercard of David and Morrell. I think Pretty Boy Steph or Cool Boy Steph is going to fight Figueroa. It's 2 times on that. So it's a lot of stuff that needs to be, done. What you say? Who you got fight knocked out? Who you got on the 8th? Opataya or David? Man, I got the Jai Opataya. That's a bad boy right there. I was just telling MJ that, man, look, Zerto ain't gonna want to do that undisputed with Opataya for a minute, because Opataya is a beast. That's why he went through whoever the guy is on Boxer. I can't think of his name. What's the guy that signed the Boxer that just lost? Billing Smith or whatever. So yeah, fight or get knocked out. I'm going Opataya. That's the baddest man I've seen in a while. But let me ask you this: fighter get knocked out. Who do you want to see in 2025? Also, in addition to who you want to see in 2025, are you interested in that Canelo Crawford fight by any extent? That's what we was talking about. I'm not interested in it at all, but let me know what your opinion is on that fight, and who do you really want to see fight each other in 2025? The ducking season's over. MJ's been talking about it for a minute. Great Gambino, my man said, MJ, my man said, I wouldn't mind seeing Canelo versus Crawford, but I heard the getting Canelo versus Skull together, but I'm not mad at it either. Yeah, I'm good with that, Great Gambino. MJ was just talking about that too, saying like, yo, I feel like Canelo's going to go try and get undisputed again. He might try and find Christian McBillion. Who do you see? Who do you see Canelo fighting after this Skull dude, MJ, on Mexican Independence Day? Can you see what route you see him going?
That's a good question, man. I know that
fighter get knocked out. I feel you, bro. Shakur versus Floyd. Yeah, that's a good one. Go ahead, MJ. My bad, bro.
Shakur versus who?
Shakur versus Floyd. The one we was talking about earlier. Floyd Schofield. Kid Austin.
Oh yeah. Kid Austin. Yeah, no doubt. Look, with the Canelo, man, it's only one fight the public wants to see with Canelo. He knows it. We know it. the Mexican public knows it. Nobody wants to see Canelo fighting any other fighter except Benavidez.
Right.
That's the only fight we really want to see. Anything other than Canelo Benavidez is a straight money grab. And they're not giving the boxing public what we want or what we need to see.
Right.
That's because Canelo basically.
That's what Canelo on. He on the green print right now. I see you. I feel you. Fighter get knocked out. He says Bud versus Canelo. He said he has it as a draw, but keep rolling, MJ.
Yeah. See, and like we were saying earlier, we don't want to see Bud versus Canelo because we understand that is not an organic fight. That's a contrived fight. That's a money grab fight. If that fight was if it was a fight that was supposed to happen, it would have happened years ago, right? We wouldn't be waiting this long for that fight. No, we don't want to see that fight. We want to see Canelo with that young lion that's in his division. Come on, man. Like you supposed to be the baddest man on the planet. Come on, man.
Right.
Let's see Joe improve. That's the only fight I really want to see with Canelo. He done vanquished everybody else. He has shown that he has the ability to take on all comers, right? Right,
for real. A fighter get knocked out. My bad, MJ. A fighter get knocked out. But Coley might F around and knock Tyson Fury out. Yo, fighter get knocked out. Me and MJ were just talking about how Jared Anderson's neck spent when that man hit him with that uppercut. He knocked the living taste out of Jared. Jared Anderson got up, but did you see the way his neck was moved like a damn rubber band? That shit was crazy. Go ahead, MJ. Go ahead, M.
No, man. I'm not. As you can tell, I'm not the biggest Canelo fan because I peeped game with Canelo from Jump Street. You know what I mean? They found their golden boy.
You're right. Their new version of Oscar.
Right. No pun intended, because you know what I mean. Canelo, Cinnamon, my man, little Cinnamon, with the red hair, whatever. Canelo was their chosen one, man, from jump, and I give it to him. He's lived up to the billing, but he needs to listen to the boxing public and really go ahead and show that he really is that dude. Like, there's no way that if you have look at for instance, look at a guy like Floyd. When Floyd was fighting, all these little young fighters, they came up that they were supposed to be the next big shit. Floyd didn't duck him.
Floyd didn't duck. You gotta give Floyd his props. Floyd ran his mouth, but Floyd fought who he needed to get to the top. You know what I mean?
Man, look, Floyd fought top competition. Whether you want to talk about his fight, I'll go back to that Ricky Hatton fight, because to me that was a defining moment in Floyd's career, because he was transitioning from pretty boy to money.
Thanks for the sub, fighter get knocked out. We appreciate it.
Because remember, when Floyd started out, he wasn't Money Mayweather. He was Pretty Boy Floyd.
No, he was mean. He was beating people the hell up. Let me go through these people's questions real quick, MJ, before you go. He fighter get knocked out. Said Bacolli's gloves were bigger than Jared's head in that fact. He was laughing. Great Gambino. Tough to say fights that everybody want to see. He don't make it happen. I wouldn't mind seeing Mabili versus Canelo. Yeah, I like Mabili versus Canelo. My man. Let me say his name. Adair. It looked like Adair says Dubois versus Martin Bacolli. Hey, Dubois versus Martin Bacolli might see people getting their head knocked around left and right. That is a fight that me and MJ will pay our money for. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I watched that Dubois Anthony Joshua fight, I paid the pay-per-view.com. No problem, family, because I wanted to see a good fight. But like MJ was just saying, that daggone Bacolli versus Dubois, that'd be a good fight. Bacolli versus Usyk is a good fight. Fury, I want to see how everybody reacts once he puts them hands on him. All right, keep spinning, MJ.
Yeah, no question about it, man. But that definitely is a fight we want to see. And in terms of back to Canelo, can we get a consensus on whether or not Canelo even has? I give Canelo three more fights tops. 3 fights and he's out. I don't even see Canelo fighting past 2026.
Nah, why would he? Or he might just start doing crossover fights like Floyd.
Because see, Canelo, it's one thing to be domestic. Like, our fighters tend, the U.S. is a huge market. So if our fighters are huge in the U.S., they good. But Canelo is an international, type superstar, man. That dude is he's on a level that, boxers, especially ones that don't speak English as a first language, seldom get to commercially.
Warlock Boxing, what's up, player? How you feeling today?
So he's not hungry in that sense. This is why he has not fought Benavidez. He doesn't have to take that type of risk at this stage of his career. It's as simple as that.
Right.
He's just playing the odds, risk versus reward, and the reward it's just not great enough for him to take the risk of an L against a dude like Benavidez. I applaud Canelo for fighting Bivol, right? When he fought Bivol, I thought that was courageous of him. I didn't think he would do that.
He did that. He did that. I think kind of just trying to prove Oscar a little wrong, and he had that DAZN contract. Warlock Boxing, what's good, fam? What we talking about? 2025. Who would you like to see fight each other? Great Gambino, you had me crying when you said Shakur versus Kid Austin. You said Kid Austin might almost shit himself. But, MJ was saying props to his team for making them step up. My man Adair, or Adri, however I'm supposed to say it, my man, that Zeli Zane versus Martin Bakoli is a hell of a fight. And then you said something about Jail Bataya versus Dubois. That'd be a hell of a fight at a catchweight. But keep rolling, MJ. Just keeping up with the family in the comment section.
Yeah, man. So I think we all want to see Canelo back in the ring, but we want to see Canelo at the top of his game, and 2, top level competition. We don't want him settling, man. We should. When you're great, you don't settle. You know what I mean? For sure.
Right. Kid, Great Gambino said, Kid is a hitter, MJ. I see him making Shakur use his hands, but I also see Shakur Shakur tiring him out.
Well, Shakur is a very underrated, I feel, offensive fighter. I think Shakur, he's built his rep obviously on his defense and on his elusiveness, his ability to just box, hit, and not get hit. I think as he matures, he will begin to start adding a little bit more aggressiveness to his game. And I think the reason why they took this fight against Schofield is because I think they're looking to start to display that type of transition, and they view this kid as I hate to use the term fresh meat, but they look at this kid like, you know what I mean? Hey, this is somebody that we can go in and we could potentially, demonstrate, that we're ready to take this next step. So that's why I look at that Shakur fight as a very important fight in his career, even though a lot of people are discounting Schofield as an opponent. But I look at this as like I said, this is one of those transitional things that they're using this kid to kind of show and prove, like, hey, we heard you. This is what we've been working on. Watch us do our thing.
Right. Yeah, and I remember that. I remember that now. My man said, "Who did that?" I remember seeing that. and get dude fight Frank Sanchez, because Frank Sanchez was doing good at first, and then his ass got tired out. But yeah, that's another one. Joseph Parker versus him. It's some good heavyweights. You know, me and MJ kind of disappointed, bro, because it ain't really no big time USA heavyweights. But at the same time, we good with the fact that it's some good ass heavyweights around the world. Now we know we probably going to see him on the Zone or Riyadh season, and we know ESPN is getting rid of Top Rank's contract come the middle of this year. But yeah, those are all some good heavyweight fights that could be seen. You know what I mean? So these go ahead, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Look like it seems like Matchroom took over the heavyweight division, right? Matchroom, don't they seem like they got most of the heavyweights now?
Yeah. Matchroom do got all the heavyweights. Who else got Top Rank? Got Jared Anderson and what's his name that got his ass whooped the last time we thought he got lucky when he got out there to win. What's my man's name? He Nigerian, but then he came to USA. Ajagba. They got Ajagba, Jared Anderson. They might as well have them two fight each other, see who really want to be a boxer and call today.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Like the American heavyweight is no longer the standard. Like,
yeah,
which is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Growing up the way we grew up, that was the glamour. That was a glamour entertainment sports position, was heavyweight champion of the world, and typically that was an American. But now that's, you know, it hasn't, like you were saying earlier, it hasn't been that way now for several years.
Right.
It's unfortunate because, you know, it really takes it diminishes the status of the heavyweight.
Boxing in America does better with the heavyweights. I don't know what that's about. I mean, the welterweights with Sugar Ray was great. This era with, you know, Floyd was great. But as much as the Wilder was up and down, when Wilder was fighting and knocking people out, the shit was exciting. Let's just call it what it is.
And then it's an American thing, man. Like you know, historically, that American heavyweight he's been more than just a boxer. He's represented something, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people revered that, you know, just that status of having that title is, you know, like when Mike had it, they called him the baddest man on the planet type of thing.
Right.
You know, obviously
Mike inspired a lot of people, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, he inspired me, man. Like, in my lifetime, bro, we came up in an era where, you know, being an athlete wasn't something you aspired to, because, you know, it didn't even really pay like that, man. Most people that did athletics, they had second jobs. Athletics was their, you know.
Shoot, remember the U.S. Olympic team back in the day?
Right, exactly. So
the basketball joint.
Yeah, man. So coming up, like I said, the way we came up, and then now seeing how these athletes are revered, to see the heavyweight champion of the world, not only is he not revered, he ain't even American no more.
Right.
That's, you know what I mean? That's, so a lot of people, that's mind blowing. You know what I mean? It's mind blowing. But I look at it like that just demonstrates how our athletes now are driven by the pursuit of the dollar. You know, because they see these athletes in all these other sports making like this crazy money.
But they can't duck in them other sports either, though. They can't be like, "Hey, LeBron playing on another team tonight. I need more. I need an extra 5,000 to go out there and play tonight."
Yeah, but you know, hey, LeBron and them assured to come home that night. You know, for the most part. When you a boxer, you ain't assured that.
Football players ain't, MMA players ain't either. MMA fighters ain't either. But them MMA fighters get there and get busy.
Yeah, man.
No excuses.
Exactly. So I mean, I can understand why, you know what I mean, a dude be like, "Yo, something don't feel right, man. I need an extra 20 G's to go out there tonight, bro." I can understand that, man. I can understand that, and I'm not going to disparage anybody who asks for anything, because a closed mouth don't get fed. You feel me? So, but when you said we live in a country based on contracts.
Right.
So when you sign on the dotted line, you mine.
Right.
That's how it works, man. You can sign your life away. Just ask Angie Stone. She ain't a boxer, but ask Angie Stone about it. She'll tell you. You sign on the dotted line, B.
Okay, my man, Great Gambino. You remember he was rocking with us last time. Shout out to Great Gambino. He talked about that Richard Torres Jr. He says Richard Torres Jr. is the come up 12. You know, he has 12 joints with 11 KOs. I just seen him fight somebody. So Great Gambino, what I'm thinking is, yo, Torres got to fight like a Jogba or Jared Anderson within the next year. But that is a great that's a great example you brought up. Maybe what my man Adair was saying, maybe he fight like that idiot Jew dude who fought Frank Sanchez or something like that. But yeah, he gonna get 5, you know. Bob Aaron, them they're gonna give him 5 more cupcake joints, but then I need to see him with like a older contender or a different contender, even like a Bryant Jennings, somebody that see how he can, you know, step it up. But that was a good ass point, Great Gambino. I forgot about Richard Torres. He been on a lot of them undercards, putting in work too.
Hey, what's Torres' record? Is he undefeated?
He's undefeated so far. Yeah, he got 12 fights, and 11 KOs. You know, and then my man Adair said, you know, Richard Torres is a very good prospect too. So it sounds like, you know, everybody's like, all right, he good when it comes to the prospect thing.
Yeah, he's on Top Rank. I think I saw him fight a couple months ago.
You saw him a couple weeks ago on the I think he fought on the undercard of Valdez and what's dude's name? Navarrete.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, he fought on the undercard of that. So yeah, we saw him. That was either November or December. We saw him.
And he looked good too. Yeah, he did.
He looked good. No, and the other dude was banging with him too, but he looked good. Yeah, once he starts stepping up the competition, we'll see what he do. So Beterbiev versus Bivol, MJ. Who wins that rematch and why?
That's a good rematch. I can't wait for that one because I didn't have Beterbiev. I had Bivol.
I forgot you gave it to Bivol. Yeah.
Yeah, I had Bivol, but I'll look for Team Bivol to make some adjustments, and all they have to do is just land a few.
Y'all hear that beat more come out MJ? All he got to do. Go ahead, bro.
All he got to do, right? All he got to do is he's got to be willing to, you know, sit down on a few more of his punches, and because I think what hurt him was that he started backing up a lot at the end of that fight and swinging at judges because at the beginning of the fight he wasn't doing it.
Right.
So that's my opinion, but that's going to be a great fight, man. Either way, I think Bivol has what it takes, but he just better not get clocked.
He did, yeah, because when Beterbiev did crack him, I did see him wake Bivol up in the later rounds. Like, yo, don't forget I got these right here, right? Like, I remember how he got my man Marcus. I forget his name. He was a champion on PBC, Marcus, whatever his name was. I ain't seen him. Our man Anthony Yard, that's another dude that he need to get his ass back in the ring. He can't keep missing all these damn like months. I don't think I've seen him back in the ring since Beterbiev. Like, he need to get in the ring. I know they said some fight fell apart with some other dude from UK. who's fighting on the Riyadh season card in February. But it's like, damn, man, like Anthony Yarde need to get back in the damn ring. Like that is one of my favorite UK fighters, if not my favorite now that Anthony Joshua is about to retire. Like he need to get back in the damn ring, man. But
but you don't know who ducking Yarde, man. We don't know who ducking Yarde because Yarde, like you said, Yarde can hit. Yarde can hit.
Yeah,
no question.
Yeah, but so I think Bivol better remember that he got Better Beef got them joints that'll sit him down.
Yeah, man, Better Beef is he's definitely at the top of his game right now. I don't think too many fighters want to fight him. Bivol has the type of style that gives him problems, but only if Bivol is willing to engage, man. He can't get a perception that he's giving up too much ground or he's running, because that's not. It's simply not his style. He's known for engaging.
He was boxing, Bivol was boxing that last fight because he didn't want to get caught. Let's just call it what it is, and then it kind of backfired because that's not usually. And he's a great fighter. And then Bivol was another one of those guys who fought Anthony Yarde. So
Yeah, no question. I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm definitely looking forward to that rematch.
Right.
It'll be one that I'd be willing to pay for.
Yeah. And then Steve Nelson, he coming up. Matter of fact.
So cold.
Right. So cold. Yeah. Matter of fact, while we got everybody in the building, let's look at this upcoming boxing schedule right now that we got coming up. I'm not happy with the boxing schedule, to be honest with you. I feel like it's now that football's over and the playoffs is pretty much set. That's when we supposed to be loading up on all the fights and getting this thing going, because then you ain't got to compete with the most competitive sport in America. I know they got all type of competitive sports over there in the UK, but it's like, this is the time of year we supposed to be loading up on stuff, and it pisses me off that we ain't. So let's go look at this boxing schedule real quick, what we got coming up. All right. We got Jai Opetaia, as my man, Adair said, since the beginning of the show. That's coming up on Tuesday or Wednesday. That's on the 8th. That's a midweek joint. We got Caroline Dubois. Do anybody know? Let me know, anybody in the comments. Let me know if Caroline Dubois is related to Daniel Dubois. Then we got some on UFC Fight Pass. January 24th, Inoue versus Sam Goodman. Inoue was supposed to fight recently, but he pulled out another fight I was mad about. Is Ioka versus Martinez too. Martinez was sick on the scales. If anybody heard of Bam Rodriguez, those two guys are in Bam Rodriguez's division. We got Dalton Smith on January 25th. Diego Pacheco versus Steve Nelson. Andy Cruz versus Omar Salcedo. And Ernesto Mercado versus Jose Pedraza. Now, I don't know if anybody listening heard of Ernesto Mercado, but he's a very tough prospect. I know we was talking about Torres earlier, but he's one hell of a prospect. And that prospect, I remember he knocked out my man Hank Lundy. I got a picture of it up on the Instagram where my man Hank Lundy is falling out the ring when he got cracked. But Ernesto Mercado, he's a hell of a prospect, since we was talking about prospects earlier on this show. February 1st, ladies and gentlemen, Benavidez, Morel, Figueroa, Fulton 2, Isaac Cruz versus Angel Fierro, Jesus Alejandro Ramos versus Jason Rosario, February 2nd, Clarissa Shields versus Daniel Perkins. Everybody trying to support Clarissa Shields. She's been complaining again, saying she ain't get support. But I've been seeing what you said there, Diego Pacheco, brother, is a very good heavyweight prospect too. I would definitely check him out, my man. The Derek Chisora, February 8th versus Otto Wallin. I'm gonna check out War Chisora, see if that's his last fight. Barinchek versus Keyshawn Davis, February 14th. Me and MJ will get more into this daggone matchup as we get closer into February. But that Keyshawn versus that, because that was one of the fights that potentially Tank could have had. So I would definitely would be checking out Keyshawn Davis. We're gonna talk more about the businessman. We're gonna talk more about the businessman because he's been stepping up big time. Look like we got Jack Catterall versus Barboza. So look like they decided to do the boxing schedule in daggone February better than they did in January, because it looks like every weekend in February we got a hell of a fight. Then we got the super fight, Beterbiev Bivol, Dubois, Joseph Parker, Carlos Adames, Hazmat Sherez, Israel Madrimov versus Virgil Ortiz, Joshua Botsi versus Caleb Smith. That's who I think my man was supposed to fight. Yard. Yard was supposed to fight Boatsi. That was supposed to be a good fight for the UK. Zhilei Zhang fighting Agit, as my man said in the comment section. I don't know who will win that Bakoli versus Opataya fight, homie. You had to give it. I had to see it at a catch weight. Bataya could get Bakoli because he weight drains him, but at the same time, you know, if J.O. Bataya hit one of them uppercuts that he hit Jared Anderson with, I don't know, Bataya, you know, he's gonna be able to. If Jai gonna be able to take that, that dude has some serious power. Nakatani is back in the ring February 24th. And then March 1st, we'll see if your man Tank from B-More is still going to fight Roach. Puello versus Sandor Martin. I'm glad to see Sandor Martin get back in the ring. He's got screwed over. He's another dude that has been out the ring too long, and people haven't been fighting him. So they say Devin Haney going to fight on BOK Prime in March. We'll talk about that later, MJ. But Nick Ball, March 15th versus TJ DeHoney. That's all we really got right now. So it's like February is what we got to look for, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we've been rocking for an hour. But I want to make sure I give a shout out to everybody. Shout out to Greg Gambino. Shout out to my man Adair Pennant. Shout out to you for chipping in. Shout out to Warlock Boxing. Shout out to everybody that came through. See, it's a couple more people. But shout out to everybody that came through. We've been chopping it up for an hour. I can't wait to see these fights, man. Y'all know when me and MJ do, we rock out on Sunday nights. Fighter get knocked out. Shout out to you, homie. Thanks for checking in. Much love. And what you got to say, MJ? What fights are you excited to see?
Man, I'm just anxious to get to February at this point now, because
right, it really ain't shit in January. It ain't really shit in January. Like they throwing us crumbs in January.
Yeah, but I think like everybody, man, I'm eager to see that Morrell Benavidez fight. I think that's going to be a banger. Less so, I'm interested to see how Shakur looks in his return. And I mean, I guess it's a build-up approaches, man. Some of those other fights that you mentioned, you know, it might give me a little bit more amp. But right now, man, that Benavidez fight, and probably Bivol, Beterbiev 2 are are at the top of my list.
Right.
But we just want to see good fights, bro. We just wanted to see great fights in 2025, and hopefully fighters hear this. You know, stop with the ducking, stop with the posturing.
Just stop with the bullshit, man, and get in the ring.
Yeah, right,
hey, get in the ring, man. Stop with the bullshit.
Exactly, man. Just get in public what we need to see, man. And trust me, you're gonna get paid. Brothers, y'all gonna get paid.
That's what I don't get is like that. That's what I don't get. Like, if y'all actually get in the ring, y'all gonna get paid more. Y'all gonna become bigger. Y'all gonna bring American boxing back. Like some brother who's a big podcaster, he did a show where he said, can Devin Haney, Tank, T.O., can all of them bring American boxing back? All American boxing can bring American boxing back if they get their ass in the ring, because people will come see it. Yeah, you got the fair weather fans, but the people who keep it going every day is the 300,000 hardcore American boxing fans like us. They got to stop this bullshit. They got to stop this posture. Like you said, get in the damn ring. This shit getting corny and old, man.
Man, look, these cats don't understand, man. Like now, you got league. They got slap leagues now. People are watching.
Hey, that power slap shit funny as hell. That dude put the damn what's this shit? They put the baby powder on the hand and shit. They be handprints on people's beard. They do the whole twist with their waist and then come back and come all the way across and slap the dog. You know what? Out of these people, I'll be on the floor crying. Feet be up in the air. They be posturing. They flying dudes from Russia to Vegas just to come slap the shit out of somebody. Oh man, my stomach be hurting watching that power slap shit.
I'm like looking at this. Yeah, I'm like looking at this. Like, man, boxing. Y'all just don't get it. The only reason people watching stuff like this is because y'all asleep at the wheel. If y'all was in the ring actually doing what you motherfucking are trained to do, what you're good at, and out there showing the public and displaying your skills, nobody be watching no goddamn slap boxing.
Yo, MJ, the way when they see one of the girl matches, the way some of these chicks be slapping the shit out of some of these.
Man, come on, bro.
I want to cry. One slapped the girl. She smiled. You could tell she was mad, and she slapped her with everything. Foot came off the ground, foul everything. The other chick went back and concept. The other girl's face went down first, and then she laid on her bed. I said, "My God, she slapped the shit out."
Man, so like we said, bro, it's definitely a hunger out there to see more competition. But people want to see. We want to see top notch competition, man.
Right.
All this novelty shit. I ain't with it. I don't watch it. I just have.
I mean, MJ, but I'm saying though, if they gonna pay you $2 million to slap the shit out of Corey from Mad Duck Sports Radio, you're gonna have to put the handprint on my face.
I'm gonna have to slap the shit out of you. I mean, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Slap the shit out of you. I'm gonna go back to my regular.
Oh shit! Oh, shit. Hey man, when I first got, I said, is this real? And then it was bar fighting, and then Dana White put a whole series on Rumble, bought a house around, and then I went and I said, man, these dudes got the monikers, they got nicknames, they got championship belts, they got the crazy Hawaiian big dude, and they be slapping the taste out of people's mouths.
Yes, man. Yes.
They be slapping the shit out of people.
Get back. This is what we saying, man. You know what I mean? We looking forward to seeing the top fighters fight one another, so that boxing can get back to its top status, man, when it comes to combat sports.
Right.
But other than that, man, I'm just looking forward, like I said, 2025 being a year of competition, and hopefully we get that. Man. But peace to everybody, that's listening out on the chat, man. Hopefully we all want the thing.
Yeah, and that's facts, Greg Gambino. You know what? Before I get off, player, I'm gonna look him up right now. I'm gonna look him up right now on BoxRec. You see, because I'm glad you brought that up. What do you think, Turkey? What do you think about Turkey Al-Sheikh Boxing League? I'm gonna let MJ answer that real quick for you, Adair.
Oh man, we're going back to Riyadh, huh?
Yeah, he said, "What do you think about Turkey Al-Sheikh's Boxing League?"
See, we're indifferent. We're indifferent because we want to see the best fights. We want to see the best fighters going head to head, but we also recognize that boxing is full of exploitation, man.
Oh, this cat fight is super middleweight, huh, Greg Gambino? Keep going, MJ.
Yeah, boxing's full of exploitation, and we get it. The majority of the boxing public, they don't give a damn about what happens to these fighters. They don't care. They just want to see, people get knocked upside their head.
Right.
But we just have, we feel like we have a greater appreciation for this sport, and we want to see everybody win. We don't just want to see the promoters win. We don't just want to see the managers win. We want to see the fighters win, and we want to see these guys come out in these fights healthy and whole. So I know that's a long-winded way of saying whether or not I'm for my man Turkey's league, but yes and no. Let me put it that way. Yes and no. Yes, we are definitely for if it's going to bring about better competition and greater pay and equity for the fighters, we did that. Of course, we want to see that. But if it's going to result in more bullshit fights, more broken fighters, more BS competition, nah, we ain't with that. We ain't with that at all.
Yeah, and I don't think, and by the way he's paying people, and by the way he told somebody wanted to fight, and then Turkey was like, I'm not paying for that shit unless y'all actually fight. Or they wasn't paying up. By the way he be talking and saying, I don't think he wants to pay for no bullshit fight. He already said he tired of the whole Jake Paul circus thing. So, like MJ said, as long as everybody wins, we good. But I definitely see Turkey Al-Sheikh not bullshitting around and getting the best fights. Because as we see that February 22nd card, that shit is stacked.
No, props to Turkey, man. Props to Turkey. So he's been doing this thing.
Right. So I know he don't want to see no bullshit fights. But shout out to MJ. Hope you have I know you're gonna bust a move. Hope you have a great time. Great Gambino. He laughing like me too. Yeah. But we need a lot more heavyweight fights in boxing for sure. And then that's 100 there for sure. Well, once it gets popping, we're gonna be good. But as you asked in the last question, Turkey Al-Sheikh's league, I just looked at that card. There's two good fights on there. The dude you brought up who fought Frank Sanchez, who fighting Zhilei Zhang, and then Dubois versus Dagon Joseph Parker. Those some good ass fights right there, man. So that card is stacked. I don't have a bitch or a groan about that. So but we appreciate everybody, man. Y'all know when to catch us on Sunday, man. We'll try and start doing a midweek show on Wednesday too. Once the new year get going, everything get rolling. But let's get it popping in this new year of boxing. Peace and love to everyone, man. Make sure y'all tell anybody y'all know to subscribe and rock with us. I couldn't get the phone line connected today, or I could have people call in. I had my other computer was dead, but we'll get the phone lines going. But as long as y'all showing us love in the chat, we good anyway. And that's Mass Tuck Sports Radio for this Sunday. Let's keep it boxing. Peace and love to everybody. We out, man.
Peace.